Before we start this video, for those of you celebrating Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving to you guys. I just came back from my dinner, right? I was just chilling with my fam. I ate good, I'll say that. But as we were all watching the Dallas Cowboys versus the Kansas City Chiefs in Jerry World, we get bombshelled with this absolute stink bomb of an announcement from Dana White. All right. What was Dana White and the matchmakers smoking to think that this was going to be acceptable? Right. You know what? Let's start off with the most egregious part of it all. Justin Gaethje versus Patty Pimblett for the interim lightweight championship. Now, I watched Armin Sarukian last week absolutely butcher Dan Hooker, right? In UFC Qatar, Armin Sarukian absolutely butchered Dan Hooker. Yet, for some reason, right, even though Armin Sarukian has made it clear that he is perfectly willing to make a quick turnaround, why is Gaethje and Pimblett the ones getting the interim title shot? Like, it does not make sense how these two somehow ended up fighting for the lightweight belt without having to go through either Armin Sarukian or Ilya Taporia. All right, now I'll cover Ilya Taporia and his situation in a second, but this is disgraceful. Like, what was the point of Armin Sarukian ragdolling Dan Hooker in 2 rounds if you were just gonna give the interim title shot to these two clowns? All right, and keep in mind, all right, Gaethje's one thing. Gaethje, he is a long time name. Say what you will about like, oh, he didn't really fight anybody recently and beat anybody recently. He got flatlined by Max Holloway. All right, those are all true. But he has been in the company for a while. Like, I can kind of let that slide. Why is Patty Pimblett in this discussion? Right? Matter of fact, Patty Pimblett, he's ranked number 5 in the lightweight division. His best win to date is against number 8 at the time, Michael Chandler. And now there's even debates as to whether or not Michael Chandler should even belong in the rankings. And not only that, he has not fought since beating Michael Chandler, and somehow Patty Pimblett has artificially moved up the rankings from number 8 to 5 because everyone else keeps losing. Because everyone else, unlike Patty Pimblett, is actually taking fights. Like, yes, I did want to see this fight, but I wanted to see this fight as a title eliminator. And unfortunately, because Ilya Taporia earlier today had to clarify that he will not be fighting in the first quarter of next year because he is going through, I guess, a messy divorce, right? Uh, for Ilya Taporia, I mean, like, I get it. Just, just take care of that, and hopefully you're back soon. Hopefully things go well for Ilya Taporia, but that's besides the point. All right. If we were gonna make an interim lightweight belt, why is Armin Sarukian not in this discussion? All right. I don't care who Armin Sarukian had to fight. He could have fought Gaethje. He could have fought Patty Pimblett. I don't care. But Armin Sarukian should have been the one to be in this situation and not both of these clowns at the same time. Right? Now, this is coming from someone who has despised Armin Sarukian. We're looking at Gaethje and Pimblett as possible world champions in the year of 2026. I'm sorry, that is just simply disgraceful. All right. Did I want to see this fight? Yes, but not for a belt. Definitely not for a belt. All right. Gaethje literally sat on his ass, refusing to fight anyone. Somehow was rewarded an interim belt. Paddy Pimblett also fought Michael Chandler in April. Hasn't done shit since. And is somehow being awarded with an interim title shot over the number one contender in the division. It's just a joke here at this point. Do I want to give a prediction? I'm gonna go with Patty right now. I could totally see Patty Pimblett winning this because Justin Gaethje, I know he can beat the crap out of Patty Pimblett on the feet, but I just cannot trust Gaethje and his grappling. Like, if he gets taken down, he's going to get twisted up like a pretzel. Like, the guy has zero jujitsu whatsoever. Like, his defense for rear naked chokes and back takes are punching you in the face. Like, I don't have any sort of faith in Justin Gaethje's grappling overall. But maybe Patty Pimblett is so dog shit on the feet that he just gets picked apart by Justin Gaethje over the course of 5 rounds. But yeah, either way though, this is a disgraceful fight. If it's for an interim belt, I don't care who wins this because at the end of the day, Sarukian will probably destroy them. And that's the thing too. Whoever wins this interim belt is gonna get the title shot before Armin Sarukian. Nah, brother. Like, why are we putting this for an interim belt? All right. If you wanted to put Sarukian in for the interim belt, okay, fine, 100%. He's the number one contender, and unfortunately, Ilya Taporia is not going to be available in the winter of 2026. But now it just looks like an absolute shit show in the lightweight division. Dana White literally interrupted the Cowboys game just to announce this dog shit. And let me just say this, the rest of the fights are not much better, all right? Not like the co-main event, whatever. All right, we've heard rumors of this. Amanda Nunes is coming back. Kayla Harrison wants to defend around this time. Whatever. This is a good co-main event. All right, I'll give you that. Feature fight: Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong. Now we did have Corey Sandhagen on the table. Maybe Corey Sandhagen doesn't want to make a 3 month turnaround. Again, is completely understandable. Am I gonna complain about this matchup too much? Not really. All right. Like, I did want O'Malley to fight Sandhagen, but seeing as how O'Malley wants to return right now, it might not align with Sandhagen's schedule. So fair enough. Let's just make this a title elimination bout for Song Yadong. O'Malley doesn't deserve shit even if he wins this fight. Like, I'll be completely honest. But like, if Song Yadong wins this, fair enough. Title elimination bout is on the horizon. All right, now this is where I want to start complaining. Waldo Cortez Acosta. All right, this guy is basically the number one contender in the heavyweight division. All right, I know there's Volkov, but I don't think there's appetite for a Volkov title shot anytime soon. Whereas Waldo Cortez Acosta, yes, he lost to Sergey Pavlovich, but since then he's on 2 wins, and if he gets one more, he's in discussion for a title shot. Now, when I heard that Waldo Cortez was going to be in a title elimination bout, what I did not expect was for Derek Lewis in the year of 2026 to be getting a title shot. Why is Derek Lewis, of all people, being awarded this title elimination bout in 2026? Absolutely makes no sense, right? Waldo Cortez Acosta, fair enough, he fights anybody at any time. But at the same time, though, why is Derek Lewis the first name that the UFC brings to him? Right? Maybe Volkov turned it down. Right, 3 month turnaround, I guess. But at the same time, though, Waldo Cortez Acosta's fought like twice in the last like month or so, or not even the month. It's been like 3 weeks. I don't understand what the UFC matchmakers are smoking to think that a Derek Lewis title elimination bout in 2026 is okay for the heavyweight division. All right. Let's be honest here. We like Derek Lewis. He's fun, but he's fought for the belt multiple times. All right. He's like 40 plus years old. He's hella inactive. All right. If Waldo Cortez Acosta wins, which I'm gonna say he will. I'm gonna predict that Waldo Cortez Acosta wins for now, just because the activity of momentum. It's fine. But if Derek Lewis flukes a knockout, because that's what Derek Lewis kind of does, even against top contenders. What the hell are we doing here? Like, we're gonna have to wait 9 months, maybe a whole year before Derek Lewis gets back in the octagon, right? He's gonna sit out, demanding his title shot. Not really the most active fighter in the first place. Like, what are we doing here, UFC? Like, we could have put Volkov in there. And yes, Volkov isn't all that much more active either. But at least Volkov is like a much more deserving number one contender than number 8 ranked Derek Lewis, who has lost to nearly everybody in the top 10 of the heavyweight division. Just doesn't make any sense. All right. It's simply disgusting to see this in 2026 unfold. Now, this is where I really have a problem with the UFC. All right. Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez 2. Why? Look, why is this booked out of any other fight in the featherweight division? All right. We have two undefeated contenders in Movsar Evloev and Leron Murphy who can fight for the belt. But we have to give Diego Lopez a rematch against Volkanovski. All right. I understand he beat John Silva. All right. And I'm not necessarily saying this because I'm salty that he beat John Silva. If anything, I'm actually glad now because of what John Silva's been doing recently. But still, what the fuck is this? All right. Diego Lopez just lost 4-1 to Volkanovski not even a year ago. Yet for some reason, the UFC, out of all of the top contenders that are in title contention, they gave it to Lopez, who already fought Volkanovski in 2025. What are we doing here? Right? And this could possibly be Volkanovski's retirement fight. Like, can you not make it any more obvious that the UFC just wants to see Diego Lopez knock out Volkanovski? All right. They're going to give Diego Lopez as many tries as it takes until either Volkanovski retires or Diego Lopez flatlines him out of like 1 out of 4 times. Right. It could happen. It could very much happen, especially because Volkanovski, he's not in his prime anymore. He is getting older. Diego Lopez is starting to get into his prime. He's getting better and better after every single fight. Like, we do not want to see this fight. If Diego Lopez were to have beat Evloev on top of that, or maybe like a Leroy Murphy on top of the John Silva win, okay, fine. All right, that's warranted. But the fact is, there are two undisputed contenders in Movsar Evloev and Leroy Murphy. Leroy Murphy got a highlight reel KO over Aaron Pico, which the UFC, keep in mind, said that that was going to be the title elimination bout. Yet they shafted Leroy Murphy. I understand shafting mobs are avoided, but still, like, they gave it to Diego Lopez. And keep in mind, I love Diego Lopez. It's just disgusting to see this. All right, this is blatant favoritism to Mexicans, or at least in Diego Lopez's case, it's a Mexican representative. Like, what are we doing here? Like, why can't we book any single like fresh matchup for Volkanovski, who doesn't have that much time left in the sport, right? Who is warranting fresh matchups because he initially cleared out the old featherweight division and now he wants to test himself against the younger generation. Why is Volkanovski being given Diego Lopez over and over again? It just does not make sense. All right, it really doesn't. It grinds my gears thinking about the fact that Lopez, although I love him, he's getting the title shot once more, right? When we have fresh contenders for Volkanovski to possibly challenge himself against. Like, overall, this is disgraceful. It simply is. All right, I don't want to hear it. All right, even from the most stout and loyal Diego Lopez fans, you got to admit the only reason that Lopez is getting this is because he's representing Mexico. The UFC desperately want a Mexican champion, and it's just very slimy to Volkanovski to say the least. But yeah, last but not least though is the fight I want to cover: Umar Nurmagomedov versus Davidson Figueiredo. Again, what the hell is this? Right? I understand that Figueiredo's trying to get into the title picture, but let's be honest here. You're not gonna get to the title picture anytime soon. You lost to Peter Yan and Corey Sandhagen. You're gonna have to build at least 2 or 3 fights before getting into a title elimination bout. But instead, the UFC for some reason gave Davis Figueiredo a title elimination bout straight up. I don't understand this. All right, Umar Nurmagomedov. Like, if we were gonna give him Figgy versus sitting him out, I actually would have rather had him sit out and get the title shot, right? And that's me saying this, right? I advocated immediately after Umar Nurmagomedov beat Mario Bautista a fight with Song Yadong, right? Because Song Yadong, he's more in his prime. He has a legitimate shot at the belt. I know he lost to Corey Sandhagen and Peter Yan back in the day as well. But at the same time, though, the Corey Sandhagen fight, it was a long time ago. And the Peter Yan fight, it was a pretty close and competitive fight. Whereas Figgy kind of got dominated by both Peter Yan and Corey Sandhagen. Like, there's just no appetite for a Figgy title shot anytime soon. Especially after his last performance against Montel Jackson. Which, keep in mind, that was a very shit fight to say the least. Like, I'm being straight up here. Like, I feel like either A, this is a setup for Umar Nurmagomedov to get a free resume builder, because make no mistake, Umar Nurmagomedov will beat Davis Figueiredo. I have no faith in Davis Figueiredo to win this fight whatsoever. Or B, they really don't like Umar. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this. Like, I just know that this is kind of a waste of time. All right, we already know what the outcome's gonna be. At least with a Song Yadong fight, someone who's more in their prime and someone who's actually looking really good. Like, there could be some debate. All right, will Umar probably beat Song Yadong? Yes, but I'm not saying that Song Yadong has no chance. Whereas Davis and Figueiredo, where does he beat Umar? Right, on the feet, he's gonna be picked apart. Davis and Figueiredo does not throw that much output. He's just gonna let Umar tee off on him. On the ground, am I that confident to say that Figueiredo can control Umar? No, not in the slightest. All right, and it's not like Umar. He's like got this deficiency in cardio in 3 rounds at least. I'm gonna assume this is a 3 round bout because it's on the pay per view. Like, what are we doing here? Like, this is simply disgraceful. Once again, I don't know what the fuck the UFC matchmakers are smoking with this. But either way though, UFC 324 overall, absolute dog shit. It is absolute dog shit from head to toe. This fight I do like though, Arnold Allen versus John Silva. I really do like this fight. All right, I'm actually most excited for this fight, whereas everything else, take it or leave it. All right, now maybe this one's not bad. All right, this one's not bad. I take it back. But yeah, everything else, who cares? I don't care whatsoever. UFC 324 absolutely ruined because Dana White and the matchmakers have been smoking so much za prior to announcing these fights. And especially for UFC 325, this is just blatant Mexican pandering. And at the end of the day, Dana White, you are a disgrace. And Paramount, I don't know how long you're gonna keep Dana White along for the next couple of years, but If you want to see good fights, get rid of Dana White. Get rid of him. He is a nuisance. He doesn't know how to matchmake. He is an annoying cunt who only cares about gambling with the Nelk boys. He can't make actual fights that are like high stake or that people care about. He just puts together random fights. He'll put his favorite industry plants in favorable positions. And other than that, like there's just no point as to why Dana White and the UFC matchmakers should still be in charge in 2026. Okay, that's gonna be it for this video. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody who's celebrating it right now. Other than that, rate these matchups, all right? They're not all terrible, but a lot of the high profile ones are. And I feel like it's only going to get worse and worse from here, considering this was the big announcement that Dana White had planned for us during Thanksgiving football. I don't know how to feel about that, especially if this is the best that Dana White and the matchmakers can do for 2026. But yeah, otherwise though, leave a comment down what you guys think. And outside of that, happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.